Okay, everyone, today's special guest is the incredible, the talented Laura Karpman. Laura, welcome to Friends from Work.
I like the way that you say my name. It's a sporting event.
Yeah,
Laura Karpman coming on to the
let's
Let's
go.
go. I
And the
love it.
place goes wild. Absolutely.
Awesome.
So we have enjoyed immensely what you've been doing with What If thus far.
Oh, thanks.
Obviously, it's a very different kind of project, right? Because each episode's kind of got its own tone, its own scope, and very different in genre. So when you get a pitch like this, how do you even begin?
You say yes.
Yeah, you're going to do it.
You say yeah. Let's go. Um, the fortunate thing is I've been doing this a while and I've worked in a multiple of genres. So, when someone says war, 40s war movie, I know what that sounds like. Someone says heist, I know what that sounds like. Someone
Mm.
says tragic love story, I want to write something new for that. Someone says, you know, murder mystery, I want to do something new for that. So it's really it's just fun. And it's
Mm.
challenging, but in the best possible way.
Hmm. So does each episode force you to kind of start from scratch then thematically?
Yes, to a certain extent. I mean, I think there are continuities, and the Watcher theme really weaves into every episode, and weaves in on top of other themes, and works its way in. But yes, it is sort of starting from scratch, and in that way, it is different from working on other shows. There's even Lovecraft Country, which was genre based as well. Every episode sort of
Mm.
played with different genres. There were themes that more tied it together, but the one thing that we have to tie this together is the Watchers theme, as well as, of course, all the stuff that we pull from the MCU.
Which I love you brought that up because that's what I was going to ask about second. You're obviously balancing coming up with your own score, your own pieces of music with bringing in themes like the Guardians of the Galaxy theme when T'Challa does something, or like even in the Doctor Strange episode, I hear hints of the harpsichord or whatever kind of playing
Right,
off
right,
Giacchino's thing.
right,
What
right.
is that like finding that balance for you?
I think, every time it's about asking, what do we need to do? So, for example, in the Doctor Strange episode, it didn't really pull from any of Michael's music, but the harpsichord is such a strong choice for Doctor
Mm-hmm.
Strange that the minute you use the harpsichord, you could be playing a Bach invention. You say, "Oh yeah, Doctor Strange." You know what I mean? It's such a strange and strange. It's such a really an effective and brilliant choice for that.
Pun
That
intended.
it's pun intended, and it's the instrument has so much character that it immediately takes you to that. I think that for episode 101, it was really about taking the great Alan Silvestri theme for Captain America and literally inverting it or doing a mirror image of it for the Captain
Mm.
Carter theme. So how does what we know become something different, and how it's like I said, it's a mirror image. It's really what goes up, what goes down in the
I love
the
that.
Peggy stuff. And in the second episode, it's about taking these kind of I would say almost musical spices from Black Panther score and adding Guardian of the Galaxy on top of that and creating a different mashup. But as well as that, there's a ton of new music and all the heist stuff, which is
Mhm.
like, so you've got basically three movies. You've got a heist movie, you've got Guardians of the Galaxy, and you've got Wakanda. So all of these things kind of weaving in together.
Even using those Wakanda, whoop, 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 whoop,
Yeah,
whoop, whoop.
yeah,
Yeah, when the
yes,
ship shows up, love that stuff.
yeah, yeah.
Um,
And that
I
that
was
was just that's literally saying, okay, let's get the stems from Ludwig's score and then
okay.
writing new stuff on top of it.
Love that. Love that. Because that's what I was going to ask. How does that actual process work
Yeah.
on a nitty gritty level? But yeah, if you're getting sometimes you're getting the stems, I'm sure. Other times, like you're saying with Giacchino, it's just bringing up an instrument and you are already associate, okay, Doctor
And
Strange with that.
other times it's taking a theme and completely recontextualizing it, reharmonizing it, and re-recording it, which is what it is mostly.
Hmm. Well, one theme I was particular fan of. Now I've only seen it one time, but just the Doctor Strange episode, the score in that episode, it was so tragic, had a haunting tone to it, but kind of almost a like a fulfilled feeling too, almost. Just take me through the nitty gritty of that episode in particular.
You know, what's
Hmm.
that's really interesting that you bring that up, because what that is, it in concert music we call it almost a passacaglia, which is a repeated figure that goes and goes and goes. And I think that when you're, at least when I'm looking to score stuff, I want to come up with a conceptual idea for the score that really matches um, what's happening in the action. So in that particular episode, it's really about living life over and over again, and trying to make a change,
Mm-hmm.
but being trapped. And so this idea of taking, in that case it was a da da dee, like these
Mm-hmm.
kind of four piano chords, and then it grows and it grows and it grows, and then at the very end it becomes small again. So just
Mm.
taking this idea of how do you repeat something, change it as you're repeating it over and over again,
Right.
grow it, make it dramatic, make it tragic, and then come down to nothingness again, which is, I think, mirrors what goes on in the episode.
That's so beautiful. I love that. I don't think I caught that the first time, but that's a great way. Wow.
Yeah,
I love that.
it's every time you sit down with something like this, you want to come up with, okay, what's the idea? What's going to be the thing that's going to drive this particular episode? And I think in certain cases, like in 102, it was a number of things. It was paying tribute to Chadwick. It was combining the two scores. It was writing the heist thing, and as I said in 101, it was really what happens when it's Captain Carter? What does this mean?
Mm.
How is it different? How is it the same? And so you're really trying, is it totally different? No, it's not. In some ways it's the same movie, but with a different lead, you
Mm-hmm.
know? And so you don't want to do something completely new. You want to do something that emanates from the great theme that Alan Silvestri wrote, but yet feels different because she's different. She's
Right.
feminist embodiment of what Captain America is, and it's great that a chick did it.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Now it's really empowering to work on that as a woman. But anyway, it's so every episode you got to kind of look at it and say, okay, what are we doing?
Mm-hmm.
How what are we pulling from? What are we ignoring? What's new? What's old? What are we doing?
You brought up episode 2 and that Chadwick T'Challa thing towards the end. I would imagine that changed after his passing. Is that correct? Because it's very somber in tone.
Yeah, no, we did it after he had. We knew he died when we did it.
That's a beautiful
Thank
work
you.
of art there. Yeah, love it. Okay,
But
last question. Anything in particular you're excited for fans to hear coming up? Something you're looking forward to?
zombie music,
Zombie. Oh, I don't even know what zombie music sounds like.
scary.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
Well, we are huge fans. We hope you continue to blow our minds with it. So we're really excited
Oh,
about it.
thanks. I'm
Thank
so
you.
glad you like the show.
I am very much enjoying it. Thank you so much for your time, and we'll talk to you down the road. Thank
My
you.
pleasure. Okay, take care.